Idubbbz, mostly now known as Anissa's wife, is a complete clown, and Creator Clash is complete trash. And now it's getting exposed because turns out the for charity event, as most charity events, is not actually that much about charity.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we're going to be going over Creator Clash 3 and its slow-moving demise. We're going to look at the many different changes happening with this event, as well as some more people dropping out of the event. And also we're going to end up looking at some of the financial details that have been leaked about this event. They've been shared. We now know the amount of profit sharing that Ian and his wife Anissa were going to take for this event. And it's pretty crazy. We'll get into that in just a second. So let's talk about some.
Dude, as far as I didn't check it, but Alana Pierce also has joined Creator Clash 3 in some way, okay? All they're missing is Pirate Software, and let's go.
Some of the changes of this content creator boxing match that was created by Idubbbz and his wife. Creator Clash 3 has now been postponed and relocated. Originally, it was supposed to be in this month and in Florida. It is now delayed to October 25th, and it's now going to be in Los Angeles. And honestly, that's the best move we're going to go over today because what else could
That's kind of stupid to put it in Los Angeles. That just makes it extra expensive for no reason.
they have done? At this point, with weeks to go, they're missing several fighters. They have to fill up those slots. They have low ticket sales. They have terrible PR. There's pretty much no saving the event as it stood up until these changes. And this postponement,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even understand why they have a third one. Because I remember covering the second one, well, the fallout of the second one, where Idubbbz had to beg his audience to donate money so the people can be paid. Not that money goes to charity, but people get paid or something like that because he can't put in his own money, which makes no sense because he's probably pretty rich considering everything. Okay, he should have at least a couple of hundreds of Ks in his bank account. But, you had to donate. You had to bail him out of the situation. And I talked about it because we knew some numbers about Creator Clash 2, and it was like all of all of Creator Clash 2 on paper just seemed like a bad idea knowing the numbers.
at least gives them
So Creator Clash 3 was definitely not gonna be successful, especially now with all of the backlash.
some time to begin to figure things out. Now, the other thing that's
Well, I'm just saying, you need to be pretty fucking stupid to actually make Creator Clash 3 after 2. Not gonna lie. Well, but that's what a lot of YouTubers do. They have a lot of money, then they make an event, and, well, then you get OTK effectively, and bam.
interesting about this, I think another strategic move is that it's going to take place about a week after TwitchCon, which is also going to be in Los Angeles. So basically, I guess they're hoping that people will stick around after that event. It might help out with more ticket sales, more people being able to participate, and all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of the logistical changes here. But of course, there's a lot more to go over. And they released a transparency Q&A where they're sharing some of the details, including the event being postponed and moved. And they also talk about ticket refunds, which has been a big topic of conversation. It appears that all in-person ticket holders will receive a full refund through Ticketmaster. That's really the only thing they could have done. There was no way they could have held on to that stuff. They would have actually found themselves in some legal trouble.
Yeah.
But here's the part that I think is kind of odd. The pay-per-view tickets will be honored for the new date, and if you want a refund, you have to make an actual request
Well, yeah, because you're watching it online, it's not a big deal.
yourself. And I think they should have just refunded that too, because yes, it is a digital ticket. It's for a pay-per-view ability to watch this event. But the thing has changed so much. The event has had so many changes, including a new venue, also a lot of the fighters dropping out, including two of the main headliners. As it turns out, LA Beast has also dropped out, just like Harley
Who is LA Beast?
Bernstein, citing drama surrounding this event as one of the reasons why he's no longer going to box in Creator Clash 3. And if you look at some of the matches, the matchups here, the title card fight is blank. Both Harley
To be determined, and then there's Tubo, or Tubo, and Snap Nap. What the fuck are these people?
And LA Beast have dropped out. So the biggest match
Oh, wait. We do have some information. So Tubo is
is to be determined. So I think
5'6", which means midget, and Snap is 5'7", which means midget. Everything below 6 is short. Just deal with it, okay? It's not my fault. The world exists. Okay? You can be a realist, or you can pretend that being 5'2" and literally shorter than 99% of the women in the world is a good thing, okay? Okay, listen. You can live in reality, or you can live wherever the fuck dream world you're living in.
again, with the pay-per-view tickets, things have changed so much that they should have just refunded that too. And we also see some other comments from the other participants, like this Sapnap individual, who is sharing what a lot of these boxers are sharing on social media, and that's just being in the dark about everything, right? He's just straight up saying, like, yeah, I don't know any more than you guys do as the potential viewers of this
Does he like have 2K viewers or something? Because this chat is not moving fast at all.
events. And also, you have to keep in mind, when an event like this is delayed months, that means months more of training. Now, this guy had a good attitude about it. He's like, basically, I like fighting, so another couple months of training, I'm down. But for other people, this might have been just a one-time event that they wanted to have scheduled and move past, or they wanted to help out in some way with some charitable aspects or something like that. And now they find themselves
Well, to be fair, you know that Creator Clash is not going to get the most popular people.
essentially tied to this event for another couple of months, which includes months of training, and they might not want to do that. On top of that, let's look.
Also, dude, creator stuff is so volatile because, I mean, if I'm seeing someone with 2K, bless it. If I'm seeing someone with 2K views on Twitch, I'm instantaneously assuming that 1,900 of them are view bots. It's just, I mean, if I ever stream on Twitch, I'm just saying, I'm view botting 100%, boys. I will never stream. But I'm doing that. If you want to be a streamer and you're not view botting, you're a fucking idiot. Okay? There are maybe 2 streamers that are big and have like 20k plus views that I would think that don't actually view bot. And the first one's gonna be super ironic, but XQC, I don't think he honestly view bots. It's crazy, I know. But 2 people, I thought, and one of them is XQC, that's insane, considering the guy's a retard. And the other one is Trainwrecks. Those are the only 2 streamers I honestly... you know what? Scratch it. Not even in the 20k category up at all who don't view bot, okay? I even think your average 50 viewer streamers view botting.
Look at some of the more.
And if they're not, again, you're just making a mistake. There's literally no consequences for view botting a stream, except if it's on YouTube, then you get banned. But Twitch, Kick, whatever, view bot all you want, your life's just gonna get better. That's the name of the game.
More Q&A here, and there's something very interesting here. Number one, they make it very clear that the way the charity is going to interact with this event is all going to be through Tiltify, which is essentially a third party for charities that they work as kind of the middleman between you and the desired charity. In this case, it is Stand Up to Cancer. So in this case, the only way there's going to be charity provided for this event is if people go to the Tiltify and directly donate to the charity. So nothing about the event itself, not the ticket sales, nothing like that happening in the physical event will have any impact on charity, which is a big departure from the impression a lot of people were given on this event, and it's very strange. Now, the really crazy thing that I hinted at earlier in this video is what most people are talking about. Ian and his wife Anissa have dropped out entirely. They didn't just step down from the owner role, they've completely walked away and given away their shares to the fighters, and which, you know, great for them. They're going to make...
So, we don't even have to read this to know something's really wrong here, because we're seeing 20 net profits, 34% profit share. By the way, this is written kind of interesting because this is like net profit, aka after taxes, after all expenses, after all of this stuff. And this is just profit share. Do they think that these words mean the same thing? Because they don't. They really don't. They're completely different. So this is already like, are you idiots? Do you even have anyone who understands anything about businesses running this? But again, like YouTubers, Twitch streamers making a lot of money on Twitch and then making literally a company that does some kind of crap is just, and then just goes to shit in like 5 days is the bread and butter of all the streamers. Okay, listen, if you have 30 people, okay, people watching you and saying you're amazing every single second sentence, that's definitely gonna go to your head at some point, at the bare minimum. It's an inevitability. It's not about if, it's about when that goes to your head. And that's how you get Pokimane making cookies and brains and all of this shit. The reality is, they think that the people like Pokimane, who else? Asmongold, and there was a third one, I think. Amaranth, I guess. Uh, all these people, it goes to their head, and they think like, "Oh, I'm super smart because I have a lot of money," and then they make a company, or well, when they make a company, it's literally OTK. I need to talk about fucking OTK because that shit is the most hilarious thing ever. Okay, you need to be a literal fucking brain dead moron. Okay, to make a company, invite all the people that work that are gonna be the main stars and work for it, and all of those people turned out to be, well, bad people at the bare minimum. Half of them then turned to be SA offenders and whatnot, and SA defenders. And then you probably get guilted into being a bad person by these people you consider they are your friends because you're so stupid. You probably think that friends and business somehow mix together. They don't. If you're going into business with a friend at some point, that's probably very soon, they're not gonna be your friend. That's just the reality of life. There is no such thing as friends in business. Okay? And then they guilt you. They tell you that you're a bad person and you probably give away 51% ownership of your company, and then they fucking remove you because amongst all of the absolute scum of humanity that you have personally picked out for this business, they think that you're still the worst. And then dude, Asmongold's story is just hilariously low. But anyway, yeah, and then you have your Pokemones with all of her businesses that she's too stupid to understand. Wait a minute, that she's not actually the owner of, probably even, because a lot of these people just get approached by already existing ideas, concepts, where they just need to sign a paper, and then they get like 20% of the profits as long as they keep tweeting and promoting whatever the fuck they're doing. Yeah. And then those people are like, I own 5 businesses. I'm really smart. It's These people need a reality check. They're just pathetic.
More money. But in this, we learned a couple of things. Number one, Ian and Anissa had a 34% profit share for Creator Clash 3, which is insane, by the way. That is crazy for a charity event, or one that was being masqueraded as a
That's not even crazy. 50%, 70%, that's crazy.
charity event. Also, if you look at the other information here, 20% of the net profits were going to be split among the fighters. Now, again, the 34% profit share from Ian and Anissa is now going to be dumped into that, but originally it was supposed to be 20% net profits for the actual fighters, the guys going in the ring and getting punched in the face, and a 34% profit share for Ian and Anissa, which is a crazy disparity for this event and something that people are questioning.
It's not really a crazy disparity, to be completely actually fair, okay? Because, well, they're the ones making it. They are the ones with the biggest risk. They are the ones doing the biggest portion of the work. That is reality, to be honest. So the fact that their portion is the biggest is normal, to be expected at the bare minimum, okay? But yes, if listen, your typical charity is literally going to take 80% of all money donated as profit into their own pockets. Most charities are scams. Them actually taking 35% is not even as much as I actually expected them to take. I thought it's like fucking 50.
Because if this event clearly wasn't about charity, there's no interwoven charity mechanism here. It's only through these extra donations through Tiltify. The event itself clearly was for profit, and they had a big stake in it. And I bring up the 34% again because think about it. Ian had a massive financial interest in the success of Creator Clash 3 because if it did succeed, he stood to earn a lot of money. On top of that, think about just the pride, right? It's his event. Of course, he wants it to succeed. But then we look at the actions, and he really didn't put a lot of effort into properly promoting this event. His biggest promotions for it were in his content cop and content deputy on H3, which created all kinds of bad will, and a lot of people saw that behavior and what was in those videos and said, yeah, no thanks on the Creator Clash 3 part of the video. But Idubbbz will clarify something else.
Oh, I hate that situation so much. The content I watched I made a video. Okay, the content cop is not even that super bad. It starts off fucking ass though. That's like it was probably Anissa who told, yeah, you have to put this at the start of the video, and she ruined everything. The last portion, like the last 1/4 of the video, actually has some decent-ish points. Okay, it's not actually that bad. But in this case, it doesn't really matter because it's just like the world of YouTube and Twitch politics are literally currently split in Hassan fans versus Hassan bad fans. That's it. Okay, it doesn't matter if someone has a good point and whatever they say. It's as long as you're, for example, against Hassan, the people who are for Hassan are gonna call you stupid, and vice versa. It's just. It doesn't even matter who's right or wrong at this point. It's just blind anger.
That people were starting to wonder if he got a 34% profit share, him and his wife, for the third one, what about the other ones? So he would clarify this on Reddit, and you can see it has more comments than upvotes. It's not going over great, but he says this.
I remember from Creator Clash 2, by the way, that they were looking for donations so they pay the fighters, which means their pay is guaranteed first in the contracts, and the fighters' pay is guaranteed second in the contracts, most likely.
I want to clear some things up now that Anissa and I are no longer part of Creator Clash. When I announced Creator Clash 3 and its new business model, the communication wasn't clear. Looking back at my video and the current reaction, it's obvious it was too vague. It remains true that I earned a fight purse for CC1 along with the other fighters, and we did not profit at all from CC2. After CC2 failed to raise any money for charity,
Yeah, because it was a net negative. So this is actually deceptive language. He's lying through he's lying through obfuscation. This is called obstruction. Close enough, honestly. So the obfuscation here is he's saying that, oh, we did not profit off of Creator Clash 2 because the event itself, because, you know, we did not profit. But he's ignoring the fact that if Creator Clash 2 made money and was profitable in general, then they would have profited. That's kind of the obfuscation that he's doing here. He's just saying, oh, we didn't profit of Creator Clash 2, ignoring the fact that the event was just a giant bust. And in general, it had this fat minus sign in front of it.
We knew it was time for a different business model. We restructured so that the funds for our charity partner would be raised on Tiltify separate and apart from the actual event. We then decided that this year we would take a profit share from the for-profit side of the event should the for-profit side of the event succeed. I feel sorry for any confusion Anissa and I have caused. We know...
this is horrible. Let me explain what this is actually. The structuring is deceptive and, by the way, completely fake. So, the Tiltify thing is a donation that you can donate and it goes to the charity, but if you want to. So, First of all the money that people give this event is gonna go into their pockets, and if anything is left, it's gonna go towards the charity. This is kind of how it's supposed to be guaranteed. Because again, the fact that there's like 100% of the money made, and it's divided between 30% for Idubbbz, 20% for the fighters, and 50% for the charity, that doesn't mean shit. Because if you get $1, it doesn't get split into three halves. It gets put into the bundle that is supposed to be prioritized first. So this, so the fact that this is he's just effectively trying to get paid. This is what the setup is designed to. It's mainly about being paid and nothing else.
The event is in good hands now, and we wish it all the success. Now, other people have pointed this out on Twitter. So he clarified in the first Creator Clash, he got a bag for the fight, or he got a purse for the fight. And also people like Froggy Fresh, who was supposed to be in the second Creator Clash, but was booted after getting into drama with Ian and his wife Anissa. Shocking, I know. But he would say, like, what happened with Creator Clash 1? Was there also a profit share that you guys had? They don't really make it clear. They don't really...
Yeah, exactly. They don't make it clear.
Address it. And people have done the math, because we know the amount of money that went to charity. You can kind of line it up with some of the percentages. And people have discovered that if they had that share that they had for Creator Clash 3, but in the first one, they would have made almost $1 million from Creator Clash 1. And if that's true, compare that to the $1.3 million they gave the charity, it starts getting very messy. But we don't know that for sure. We don't know if they had a profit share in that one too, but it's just something people are starting to point out and wonder about. And also, a lot of people, including Ethan Klein, who's been dealing with Idubbbz and his gaggle of friends who are attacking him recently, he's been having a lot of fun relishing in this whole situation, posting 34% with this caption and the video here.
What really made me mad about boxing events in the past is that it's rich assholes.
God, she's so ugly.
Betting their money to make money to like have people that are struggling to like make ends meet and pay rent watch them do it, and then they'll go home and like have a lot of money.
And the fighters are exploited too, like
yes,
usually.
I think what really made me mad about
that didn't age very well, but of course people are running to the defense of Idubbbz and Anissa despite everything. You see Hassan orbiters like Sean DeBlack, who's coming out and...
Oh shit, Ludwig still does things? God, I hate Ludwig. I forgot about his dumbass. But his communist enterprise. It's so bad!
And trying to say that Ethan Klein torpedoed a charity event, Creator Clash 3. They're still using the charity aspect as a shield despite all of this being revealed.
Like, why would you not talk about the people and this is crazy, this would not apply to anywhere else. This would not apply anywhere else. Anywhere else. Only applies to Ethan. Ethan is the only person who gets a pass for torpedoing his own admission, torpedoing a charity event. Why are we giving Ethan a pass for saying he wants the charity event to fail, effectively getting the charity event to fail and to postpone, and for the original creators to divest from it? I feel like, and this is weird, right? I feel like that's shit Ludwig would talk about. If any other creator made it their mission to be like, there's a charity event going on, I'm going to fucking torpedo it. I'm going to make...
Well, isn't Ludwig Hassan's buddy, by the way, or something like that? I don't remember. It's been a while. But, yeah, I think he is. In any case, this is all just so stupid. What else could it be, right? Anyway, that was Rev Says This. Bye!